Alrighty, trade day recap for Monday, August 10th. Jeez, it's already August 10th. Bro, that went so quick. Month's just started, man. It's already August 10th, but I mean, that's whatever. Anyway, what happened today? Well, if we're talking high time frame, first thing that pops into mind is we just have this daily propulsion block delivering off of this daily FVG and breaker. And we still have these highs above. Were these highs my target once again today? Yes. Did they not deliver for like the fourth day in a row now that they've been my target, right? Ever since Tuesday? Yes. Are they going to hit tomorrow? Yes. Trust. Anyway, with that in mind, I was bullish today, mainly. At least I was focusing on that as my ideal, entry. If we look at the hourly chart, obviously from this daily gap and daily breaker tap, while very choppily from this breaker on the hourly chart, we have clearly been delivering internal, external here, right? And overnight, we opened in Asia, trade down into this hourly gap, trade higher, looking really good. I was already kind of in London, like side-eyeing the chart, all like basically like being like, okay, hopefully we don't take all the highs out before New York. And then I was very happy to see that we retraced going into New York. And essentially what we ended up doing is we took out Asia lows here, and then we got a rally from there. But that rally ended up being a little short-sighted. That's not what I'm trying to say, but like falling short of what I really would have at least wanted to see hit, which was these London relative equal highs, or I think they might have actually been perfect equal highs. Basically, these highs up here, we ended up having SMT with ES at London highs inside of this premium FEG, from where we have then basically continued lower, but also like not really, because we never actually took the external. And you could basically say that after tapping it, we retraced back into the rallies range and have kind of just been consolidating, right? Like that's another way to put it. Now, if we quickly tap over to ES, you'll see here that we have that sweep, and we also initially had SMT here at these Asia lows, which are actually down here on ES. But on that initial run below Asia, here we were SMT'd with ES. Also, we were retapping this hourly gap. All things that I had in mind. Yeah, so trade-wise, actually, I kind of got distracted. I have a cool new thing. Bam! I still have like a premium subscription with Claude, or like a pro subscription, whatever, from my uni papers that I was writing and using Claude to kind of assist that. I ended up using Claude Code to make a P&L dashboard where I'm connected through Notion with my trade data for the macro model, and then for the other so-called intuition model for now. And whenever I log in Notion, this updates to here, which is cool, right? So I have all the trades logged on from January, when I started trading this model, and the painful July month. Net ARC -3. Talk to me. But yeah, in August. So basically today we had a break-even trade in the macro model, and basically we had a break-even trade in this model. Now this is kind of annoying to me, because these, like this 0.6R and +1R, these are trailed stop losses. And these trailed stop losses, they affect my win rate. No, they affect my average R. I'll probably code something where I have like average R and then average R of trades greater than 1R, where 1R is kind of like the minimum of trailed stop losses that I don't mess with. But yeah, so we had a trailed stop out on the intuition model and a break even on the normal model. That's all this does so far. I think I'm also going to code like for down here, like for each model. Obviously for the intuition one it's kind of lame because it so far only has a few trades in it, but like a bar chart with like the bars consist of the months, and then like for the different months how much are up or down. We have like a little bar chart down here comparing. Yeah, because there's so much room still down here, and also obviously it could be scrollable. Anyway, that's just a little side note. I thought that was cool. Also, we have stuff like a profit factor, how many trades. I can switch this to all time for the model. For this month, right, I can switch between my models or select all models. So that's a cool little thing. Anyway, back to the trading itself. Basically what I did was I took longs after we cleared out Asia initially, right? Like this run of Asia here, ran the lows deeper at 930 and then looked for longs. That's as easy as I can sum it up. We also had, I believe, consecutive candle SMT like this. Yes, 945 trades below 930 on YM while it stays above here, and then this consecutive candle SMT is where I framed the macro model trade off of. But for now, I'm just going to quickly dip down into the 1 minute chart and pull up, geez, so many alerts. Some of these drawings here. Okay, so let's start with not this and not this. Let's start with this trade, which was the intuition model trade. So basically we had run London Asia lows right at 930, and I was kind of like, yeah, longs look pretty decent. Now, is this kind of a wacky breaker because there's no real swing low here? Yes. Is this kind of a wacky order block because the real running happens on the wake of this up close candle? Yes. But like this order block I really liked just framework wise. Also, when we ran here on the 1 minute, if I quickly go to ES, you'll see that we have 1 minute SMT as well below here. So I like that. And yeah, we closed above here at 943. I was ready to long right off rip. Interestingly enough, we actually initially didn't fill, and I thought I'd probably miss the setup, like not get filled basically on these longs at this initial run. And we formed this 1 minute gap here. And I was looking at this initial tap to get like a propulsion block when we reclose above here. That's what I would have taken had we not put in this retrace. But yeah, then we never got that, and we just retraced. And we ended up getting filled right about here, 953. Actually, I got filled on this candle on MNQ because they were like slightly out of sync. But I ended up getting filled there, and then spoiler alert for the stop loss being trailed, which was stopped out here, trailed below here, I believe. Which I guess on MNQ that wick was much longer now that I'm thinking about it. Because how was that 0.6R? Yo, am I tripping? I swear I trailed my stop to the short-term low. But only, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to investigate this. To be honest, let me see. I mean, there were some little differences, right? There was also this random ass gap here. Yeah, look at how much bigger that wick is. That's annoying. Like, how big is the wick here? 24 points. 37. So then that's kind of what messed with me, right? And then I guess I probably got a bad fill. Okay, because even this is 0.086R, which is better. But it should have been 1 point something, according to NQ, which it wasn't. We'll show that in a second. Anyway, that was the trade I took. What was the target of this trade? It was London highs. I thought London highs were pretty, conservative TP, because I actually fully expected today to start macking, right? Sometimes we have those Mondays where no one expects it, and then all of a sudden, boom, right? That's what I was expecting today. But yeah, unfortunate. We were actually floating pretty deep in profit here, right? If we look at this, around 3R. Then we had this retrace, and after we kind of inversed like 1 minute gaps here, I kind of trailed the stop already, I think, to break even, which I had done actually already here, because that's where 2R kind of was, where I went break even. After we did that, I trailed the stop to here, and then we got the SMT with ES taking London high, I think, like on this candle here, like right here, where it was clear that NQ was kind of lacking. I could have honestly TP'd here. Like, that wouldn't have been a crazy shout to like want to hold, but then when the markets are kind of showing that, it might not happen, just take like 2.44R on this and call it a day. But at the end of the day, it's like 180 versus like 80 on the stop out, which it was supposed to be, I guess, had I got the right fill on the stop out. Potato at that point. I was kind of just thinking, maybe NQ just like Six Sister grinds out these next 115 points, and we can, grab our 5.1R, I think it was, into these London highs. But yeah, that didn't happen. So that was that trade. Again, stopped and break even. At break even, I mean. And then we had this slightly wackier setup, where we have the consecutive candle with YM, right? CC with YM, and we have a short-term low right here, right, which we run there, meaning short-term low, high, lower low, close above, bullish breaker right here, and just target 2R, right? Clean ass, normal macro model shenanigans, where you can see the alert is still there. And started very nice, right? Like, we were floating about 82 points in profit here. Then we got a big retrace and held through it. And then basically when ES took London highs, I was like, I don't fully trust this. I think if we're gonna go, we're just gonna kind of grind, and then eventually just displace higher. And I was like, I think if we run this, we're gonna go break even. So I just went break even and got break even. And as you can see, would not have been a fun hold. So I guess in a way that decision went well. I think, like, technically you would say, okay, was that really a valid break even? We didn't take any external, which is usually the criteria for a break even. But I think with ES taking the external, that's just a kind of heads up type of play by me to go break even there. After that, there were no other setups. I could go over all this, but that basically sums it up. I wanted to short potentially in this 1250 macro, like a con short into this low, but we only ended up delivering like a 1 minute breaker here after the macro, which actually would have delivered really nicely here. That basically sums that up. I'm gonna get rid of this and slide over here quickly and just clear out some things before I move on to what I actually want to do. Just my high time frame charts. Actually, I'm going to leave those outer lines because haven't been taken. Just quickly save this. And then, yeah, I guess we can go to Top Step first. If I used Chrome again today because I think Safari's still cooked, which I don't know what's up with that. And like, it's not cooked, but like the market just doesn't move. See, actually it is cooked. Let's see if that's still happening now. Yeah, see, wherever I load in, the market's just frozen. But yeah, you'll see a realized P&L of 1.72. That's just the break even doing its thing. And the fact that this wick is so much longer on MNQ, 37 points versus like 24. I mean, that's extra 26 bucks right there, man. That's annoying. Whoops, that's not even what I meant to do. Quickly moving on to the Lucid execution, right? Yeah, one contract down here and then knocked off in profit here. Yeah, really nice initial delivery here, like the first 23 minutes, right? We deliver from 29762 to 29900, so 140 points there in 20 minutes, and then from there it just kind of goes to shit. Yeah, London Heights would have been cool, but just not quite in the cards, I guess. I am actually gonna slide back over here, go to MNQ if I can, and quickly correct this because I want my R to be accurate. So I don't care about getting slipped. I want to have what R I would have had, 0.86. And I'm gonna just adjust the dollar amount to that. Now, how much risk was this? 1 second. 44.25. Trade data here. What did I say? 44.25. 44.25 is 88.5. Nope. Whoops. 88.5, and the R was 0.86 actually. And yeah, you can go fuck yourself for kind of slipping me. Now, did it actually slip me? Wait, I can actually see this now. Man, look at that. My sell stop was here at 800, and I got filled a solid 6 points lower. Yeah, look at that. Scam me, man. Scam me. Just scam me. You dirty dog. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, now look at this. So it says 0.6. Bam. 0.86. Boom. I'm the goat. Well, Claude's the goat. I'm just the guy who types in the prompts, man. Anyway, that's the recap. Man, the break evens, huh? Friday, one break even, and then trailed in profit, and then today trailed in profit. The issue is, in these trades, I only have one micro on, because like the risk is like almost 100 per micro. I don't want to go 200 on these trades. And then the issue is I can't partial. Like if I had 2 micros on, I don't know, wherever the fuck, like even if it's just like on this SMT, I partial one somewhere here, right? Okay, 110, and then I get stopped out here for 38 points. So I've got like, 300 bucks off the trade, risking 180 or 170, 177. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, I guess maybe I'll have to figure that out. Or just like once I hit 3K balance, I'll have a little more room to work with. Some higher risks. That could also be the option. But then the issue is like max payout on Lucid accounts is 2K, right? So I'm just gonna once I hit 4K balance, I'm gonna request 2K, and then I'm back at 2K. Like, technically for this to really work, I'd have to go from like, well, you could argue that once I get a payout one time, the accounts are kind of covered with, good profit, so I can kind of just like up my risk the second time around. You could argue that. I'll have to think about that. Anyway, that's a yap session for another day, but that's the recap.